What is going on, Raiders? Soda Dragon here. Welcome, and I hope you guys are doing well. So what is going on with this new setup? It's simple. All I'm doing is just trying new things out. Every now and then, you need to evolve. You need to change things up a little bit, and that's basically it. Just trying different things out. So if you love it, definitely let me know in the comments. But you know what? Even if you hate it, it'll probably change like tomorrow or in the next few days. But guys, before we get into anything raid related, I have a really important question to ask you. What songs have you guys been listening to lately? Specifically, which songs? Not necessarily which artists, but which particular songs. As far as me, I've been listening to Kelly Clarkson's Underneath the Tree. Now, I know some of you guys think it's a sin to listen to Christmas music any other time of the year besides Christmas. I know that, but honestly, I just can't resist sometimes. A few times a year, I just gotta listen to this even though it's out of season. So guys, I'm gonna leave a link to this video in the pinned comment, so check that out, but make sure to leave me your favorite song right now with a link to that as well. I'm always open to listening to new music. So guys, what is our topic today on Raid? No, it's not about Kelly Clarkson. What is it about? It is about legendaries. More specifically, how do you get as many of them as possible? So I have done videos previously on guaranteed champ events, 10x events, fusion events, etc. Now the thing is, with those videos, the common theme has always been that the quality of the champion matters. So who you're trying to pull matters. But today we're not talking about quality at all. All we're talking about is the sheer number of legendaries that you can get. So basically, how do you get the most legendaries possible in this game? Now, I used to think this answer was easy. It's 2x events. If you want to get the most legendaries possible and you really don't care about the quality of the legendary, of course, 2x events. You have a 2 times chance to get a legendary versus a 10x event or a 1x non-10x event. So every now and then, I'm just gonna randomly pull an ancient shard just to give you addicts the dopamine that you need. Let's give this a shot. Hyria. Back to our topic. So how do you get as many legendaries as possible? Well, standard wisdom dictates that you save all your shards for 2x events because that will give you the most chance at getting the most legendaries. So if that's you, you know what? That was me too. That was my thinking. But recently I've read a few posts on Reddit by people using shard simulators that seem to say something different. Now, I'm gonna leave links to these in the pinned comments below so you can check them out for yourself. But one thing that you're not gonna see today are any graphs or any charts. In one of my more recent videos talking about summoning rates, I did include some charts, but I didn't think it would be that bad, at least not that boring. It wouldn't turn people off because I wasn't really trying to get into the math hardcore. I was trying to simplify everything. But yes, for your, I guess, visual pleasure, I included a few graphs. Then the next day, my wife said to me, "Why did you put charts in your video?" And I said to her, I mean, why not? Don't people want to see charts? And she said to me, "That's why people aren't watching your video." Imagine getting the burn of the century from your wife. Not cool. So after we divorced, she vowed never to burn me again and we got back together. So yeah, it was kind of a busy weekend. Now let me tell you straight up what these posts conclude, and then I'll give you the reasoning behind it. Now the number one way to get the most legendaries in raid is to save your shards for extra legendary events. That is bonus legendary events. Be honest, how many of you guys would have guessed this? That the number one way to get the most legendaries in raid is to save your shards for bonus legendary events. So I'm gonna do my best to explain it, but before that, we're gonna pull another ancient shard. So can we do any better than Hyria? Come on. War Maiden. So first up, guys, let's start off with a comparison of a 2x event and a bonus legendary event. So let's think about this for a second. For a bonus legendary event, you're still working with the same base rate to get a legendary. Let's say for Sacred Shards, it's 6%. So you still have that low base rate that's not increased. But once you do hit that legendary, you're gonna get 2 versus a 2x event where every single shard you have a 12% chance to get a legendary. So double the chance to get a legendary. Let me put it this way. How many legendaries do you expect to get for a bonus legendary event versus a 1x event? If you said double, you're right. That's the point of that bonus legendary event. Now consider a 2x event. How many legendaries do you expect to get on a 2x event versus a 1x event? If you said double, that's true. But think about it. the answers for both of the 2x and the bonus legendary events are the same. You expect to get double on average the amount of legendaries versus a 1x. That's a long-winded way of saying the 2x event and the bonus legendary event are equivalent on average. But if they're equivalent, then why would these Redditors say that the extra legendary event, that is the bonus legendary event, is the best way to get legendaries and not the 2x? Well, it's because of something called Mercy. Let me explain. So let's imagine it's a 2x event for Sacreds and you have the worst luck you've ever had. You pull 12 Sacred Shards and you don't get a legendary. What happens? Well, you start dipping into Mercy. That is, the percentage of getting a legendary starts to increase with every shard you pull after the 12th. So let's just say you pull 12 more Sacreds and you finally get your first legendary. That is a total of 24 Sacred Shards. Now, because you got a legendary, your Mercy resets, but you know what? You are not done. You want another legendary. You are not going to stop until you get another one. Now, let's just say you have the same luck. You go through 12 shards and you don't get a legendary. Now you start dipping into Mercy again, right? And let's say you just have the exact same luck. All of a sudden, you have to spend 24 more shards to get your second legendary. So how many shards were used for Mercy? Well, 12 for the first legendary and 12 for the second legendary. That makes 24 shards total used for Mercy for 2 legendaries. But now let's consider a bonus legendary event with the same luck. So let's say you pull your 12 Sacred Shards and you don't get any legendary. Now you have to dip into Mercy, right? So let's say you have the same luck as before and you pull 12 more shards into Mercy and finally you get your double legendary. Remember, this is a bonus legendary event. When you get one, you get the other. So how many shards in Mercy were used on that 2x event to get you 2 legendaries? Well, it was 24. Now consider how many shards into Mercy were used to get you 2 legendaries on that bonus legendary event. It was only 12. You see, the Mercy system tends to favor bonus legendary events or extra legendary events over 2x events. Now, the example I gave you wasn't mathematically precise, but it was the easiest way that I knew how to illustrate how that Mercy system benefits the bonus legendary event over and above those 2x events. So if you guys want like the nitty gritty as far as the math, of course, check out those Reddit posts. Once again, the links are in the pinned comment. But if you just want the conclusions, that is the practical advice, here it is. The Mercy system tends to favor bonus legendary events over 2x events. Therefore, bonus legendary events theoretically will get you more legendaries. I think it's about time for another shard pull before we move on. Who else can we get? Channeler. All right, guys, so next question is, well, what's second place? I mean, in first place, the best way to get your legendaries, I mean, statistically, theoretically, mathematically, whatever, is to go for bonus legendary events. Then what is second place? It has to be 2x events, right? Wrong, according to these Reddit posts. The second best way to get the most legendaries in Raid is not a 2x event, but it's a guaranteed legendary event. Well, let's think about it. Starting from 0 Mercy, as far as ancient shards, you're spending 120, maybe 150 ancient shards to get your legendary. That means you're not even hitting Mercy for your ancient shards before you're getting a legendary. And by the way, that legendary does not count against your Mercy, meaning it does not reset your Mercy. Now, even with Sacred Shards, you're barely into Mercy before you get your legendary. You're like 3 in, right? Past 12, so like 15 shards. You're barely in and you're already getting a legendary. And once again, that legendary does not count against your Mercy. So coming in second for getting the most legendaries in Raid behind the double legendary event is going to be the guaranteed legendary event. Now you guys know what I'm going to ask you next. What is the third best way of getting the most legendaries in Raid? If you answered 2x events, you're wrong. Just kidding, you guys are right. Come on guys, I couldn't help myself. Alright guys, there is your master plan on how to get the most legendaries in Raid possible. Number 1, you're going to focus on bonus legendary events. Number 2, you're going to focus on guaranteed legendary events. If you have any shards left, go ahead and pull them for those 2x's. Remember guys, check out those original posts on Reddit if you guys want any more details on how these conclusions were drawn. So that is it guys, and we're going to end off with one more ancient shard pull. Can we get lucky? Very, very unlikely. And we got Muckstalker. Rough stone accident. So thanks for watching, guys, and let me know what you think about this in the comments. And remember, don't leave out a link to your favorite song. I'm always open to new music. And if you guys haven't yet, like, subscribe, and share. Turn on all notifications. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.